Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Anita Anand with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses Investor Summit in Gujarat virtually, launches vehicle scrappage policy. The goal of clean, congestion-free and convenient mobility is the need of the hour, says Prime Minister. PM emphasizes new scrapping policy is an important link in the circular economy of waste to wealth. Over 52 crore 95 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive. National recovery rate reaches 97.46%, over 40,000 new cases reported in last 24 hours. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh launches various events virtually from New Delhi to commemorate the 75th anniversary of India's independence. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister launches nationwide program of Fit India Freedom Run 2.0 in New Delhi. Flood situation worsens in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, relief and rescue operations in full swing. And in cricket, second day's play of second test match between India and England to resume at 3:30 p.m. IST in London. As the nationwide free COVID-19 vaccination campaign at government facilities for those above 18 years is going on, we advise our young listeners to get vaccinated and also help others get vaccinated. We also advise our listeners not to lower their guard as COVID-19 remains a threat to our health. Please stay at home unless it is essential to go out and continue to follow these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has formally launched National Automobile Scrappage Policy at Investor Summit for setting up vehicle scrapping infrastructure through video conferencing at Gandhinagar in Gujarat. Addressing the summit, Mr. Modi said that the launch of vehicle scrappage policy is a significant milestone in India's development journey. He said the new National Automobile Scrappage Policy will give a new dimension to our mobility with a new identity to our automobile industry. He said that scrapping the vehicles in a scientific manner will not only remove the unfit vehicles in the country but also give a boost to the economy.
इस पॉलिसी के तहत गाड़ी सिर्फ उसकी एज देखकर ही स्क्रैप नहीं की जाएगी। गाड़ियों का वैज्ञानिक तरीके से ऑथोराइज्ड ऑटोमेटेड टेस्टिंग सेंटर्स पर फिटनेस टेस्ट होगा। अगर गाड़ी अनफिट होगी तो वैज्ञानिक तरीके से स्क्रैप किया जाएगा। इसके लिए देश भर में जो रजिस्टर्ड व्हीकल स्क्रैपिंग फैसिलिटीज बनाई जाएगी वो टेक्नोलॉजी ड्रिवन हो, ट्रांसपेरेंट हो, ये भी सुनिश्चित किया जाएगा.
He said this is the right time to move forward with the aim of clean, congestion-free and convenient mobility. He said the new policy reflects our commitment to achieve fast growth along with reducing pollution and protecting the environment in our cities. He said on the one hand, India is searching for new possibilities through Deep Ocean Mission, while on the other hand, we are also promoting a circular economy. He said we are trying for sustainable and environment-friendly development. Prime Minister Modi said to give impetus to self-reliant India, continuous steps are being taken to make the industry sustainable and productive in India. He said it is our endeavour to become less dependent on imports for the value chain associated with auto manufacturing. He said that active participation of the industry is very important in the government priorities like ethanol, hydrogen fuel or electric mobility. He appealed to the industry to increase its share from research and development for setting up the necessary infrastructure. He said the government is ready to provide all possible help in this direction.
आज भारत सेफ्टी और क्वालिटी के हिसाब से ग्लोबल स्टैंडर्ड्स अपने नागरिकों को देने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है. BS4 से BS6 की तरफ सीधे ट्रांजिशन के पीछे यही सोच है. साथियों, देश में ग्रीन और क्लीन मोबिलिटी के लिए सरकार रिसर्च से लेकर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर तक हर स्तर पर व्यापक काम कर रही है। इथेनॉल हो, हाइड्रोजन फ्यूल हो या फिर इलेक्ट्रिक मोबिलिटी, सरकार की इन प्राथमिकताओं के साथ इंडस्ट्री की सक्रिय भागीदारी बहुत जरूरी है।
Mr. Modi said normal families will be greatly benefited by this policy in every way.
सबसे पहला लाभ तो ये होगा कि पुरानी गाड़ी को स्क्रैप करने पर एक सर्टिफिकेट मिलेगा। ये सर्टिफिकेट जिसके पास होगा उसे नई गाड़ी की खरीद पर रजिस्ट्रेशन के लिए कोई पैसा नहीं देना होगा। इसके साथ ही उसे रोड टैक्स में भी कुछ छूट दी जाएगी। दूसरा लाभ ये होगा कि पुरानी गाड़ी की मेंटेनेंस कॉस्ट, रिपेयर कॉस्ट, फ्यूल एफिशिएंसी, इसमें भी बचत होगी। तीसरा लाभ सीधा जीवन से जुड़ा है। पुरानी गाड़ियां, पुरानी टेक्नोलॉजी के कारण रोड एक्सीडेंट का खतरा बहुत अधिक रहता है, उससे मुक्ति मिलेगी। चौथा, इससे हमारे स्वास्थ्य पर प्रदूषण के कारण जो असर पड़ता है उसमें भी कमी आएगी।
The Prime Minister said the new scrapping policy is an important link in the circular economy and in the waste to wealth campaign. Prime Minister Modi said the new policy will attract the investment of around 10,000 crore rupees along with thousands of new employment. He termed this new policy as a waste to wealth in the direction of a circular economy.
सोलर और विंड पावर हो या फिर बायोफ्यूल, आज भारत दुनिया में अग्रणी देशों में शामिल हो रहा है। वेस्ट टू वेल्थ का एक बहुत बड़ा अभियान चलाया जा रहा है। इसको स्वच्छता से भी जोड़ा गया है और आत्मनिर्भरता से भी जोड़ा गया है। बल्कि आजकल तो हम सड़कों के निर्माण में वेस्ट का बड़ी मात्रा में उपयोग कर रहे हैं। सरकारी बिल्डिंग, गरीबों के लिए घर के निर्माण में भी रिसाइकलिंग को प्रोत्साहित किया जा रहा है।
Addressing the Investors Summit in Gandhinagar, the Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways, Nitin Gadkari, thanked Prime Minister Modi for launching the National Automobile Scrappage Policy. He said automobile sales will increase following the new policy, which will add 30 to 40,000 crore rupees in GST collections of the centre and states. He said our aim is to make India the scrapping hub of Southeast Asia through this policy. Speaking on the occasion, Gujarat Chief Minister Vijay Rupani said the state government has already launched its electric vehicle policy and series of other steps to make Gujarat the automobile hub of India. 6 memoranda of understanding, MOUs, have been signed with various automobile manufacturers on the occasion.
The government today said that more than 55 crore vaccine doses have been provided to states and union territories so far. The Union Health Ministry said over 2 crore 82 lakh unutilized COVID vaccine doses are still available with the states, UTs and private hospitals to be administered. The ministry said 59 lakh 16,000 doses are in the pipeline. The country has administered over 52 crore 95 lakh doses of COVID vaccine so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Union Health Ministry said more than 57 lakh 31,000 vaccine doses were administered in the last 24 hours. The ministry said 42,295 patients recovered from COVID during the last 24 hours and the national recovery rate has reached 97.46%. The country has reported 40,120 new cases in the last 24 hours. Currently, India's active caseload is at around 3,85,000. The daily positivity rate stands at 2.04%. Kerala government revises the COVID regulatory norms to strengthen the COVID defence activities across the state in the wake of surge in COVID cases. The state government yesterday issued new guidelines for determining and regulating COVID-related activities with respect to micro-containment areas. Based on the revised norms, instead of a specific ward in any local body, the areas where clusters are formed according to the number of patients will now be considered as micro-containment areas. The Disaster Management Authority has proposed to impose a triple lockdown in such areas. Even areas with less than 5 COVID-positive cases with a 100-meter radius can now be declared as a new cluster and restrictions up to 1 week can be imposed in such areas under special circumstances. Meanwhile, Kerala continues to report surge in COVID cases. as it confirmed 21,445 COVID-positive cases yesterday. The test positivity rate stands at 14.73%. As of now, the active caseload in the state is 1,76,518. Agricultural and Processed Food Products Export Development Authority APEDA, in collaboration with Himachal Pradesh Horticultural Produce Marketing and Processing Corporation Limited, today exported the first consignment consisting of 5 unique varieties of apples: Royal Delicious, Dark Baron Gala, Scarlet Spur, Red Velox and Golden Delicious to Bahrain. The apples are sourced from the farmers of Himachal Pradesh and exported by APEDA registered DM Enterprises. The apples will be showcased at the Apple Promotion Program organized by leading retailer Al Jazeera Group, commencing from the 15th of August. 2 new judges were sworn in at the Kerala High Court today. Viju Abraham and CP Muhammad Nias were sworn in as additional judges at a function held in the High Court this morning. Chief Justice S. Manikumar administered the oath of office to the new judges. The function was attended by senior judges of the court and office bearers of advocate associations. The sea phase of the 3-day-long maiden bilateral exercise Al-Mahad Ali Al-Hind between Indian Navy and Royal Saudi Naval Force commenced yesterday off the coast of Al-Jubail. The Indian Navy participated with its indigenously built stealth destroyer Kochi with 2 integral Sea King helicopters. It saw the 2 navies undertake coordinated action against asymmetric threat, replenishment at sea procedures, anti-piracy and boarding operations. Complex and collaborative exercises, including weapon targeting drills beyond the horizon, were also conducted to enhance synergy and interoperability between the 2 navies. You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses Investor Summit in Gujarat virtually, launches vehicle scrappage policy. The goal of clean, congestion-free and convenient mobility is the need of the hour, says Prime Minister. PM emphasizes new scrapping policy is an important link in the circular economy of waste to wealth. Over 52 crore 95 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive. National recovery rate reaches 97.46%. Over 40,000 new cases reported in last 24 hours. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh launches various events virtually from New Delhi to commemorate the 75th anniversary of India's independence. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister launches nationwide program of Fit India Freedom Run 2.0 in New Delhi. Flood situation worsens in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. Relief and rescue operations in full swing. And in cricket, second day's play of second test match between India and England to resume at 3:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time in London. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे.
Welcome back to the Midday News. In Bihar, the flood situation has worsened in 12 districts including Patna, Buxar, Munger, Bhojpur and Bhagalpur. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has asked officials to step up relief and rescue operations in the affected areas. Over 600 villages are in the grip of the flood. People of low-lying areas have taken shelter on higher places. 21 teams of NDRF and SDRF are carrying out relief and rescue operations. Medical teams have also been deployed. Standing crops spread over 70 lakh hectares have been damaged. Vehicular traffic has been disrupted in several parts of the state as flood water is flowing on the roads. The state is witnessing heavy to moderate rainfall across the state. Met Department has issued an alert for heavy rainfall in most parts of the state in the next 48 hours. In Uttar Pradesh, 23 districts are affected by flood, but situation is more grim in districts like Prayagraj, Varanasi, Bhadohi, Ghazipur and Balia. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath yesterday visited Varanasi district, which is affected by flood because of the rise in water level of Ganga and Varuna rivers. Prime Minister Modi also took stock of the flood situation in his parliamentary constituency 2 days ago. More from our Lucknow correspondent.
Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath surveyed the flood-affected areas in Varanasi and took a boat ride from Rajghat to Purana Pul area to assess the situation. Chief Minister also visited the relief camps set up by the administration. He said that there was no dearth of funds for giving relief to flood-affected people and told officials that assistance must reach them in time. Chief Minister reviewed the flood situation in Bhadohi, Mirzapur and Chandoli districts. He asked officials to depute one nodal officer for each flood-affected village in these districts. Almost all major rivers are in spate and around 2,000 villages are affected from flood in state. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
In Himachal Pradesh, relief and rescue operations are going on in full swing in search of missing persons buried under a massive landslide that occurred in Kinnaur district last Wednesday. A joint team of NDRF, ITBP, CISF and police is engaged in rescue and relief operations on the third day after the landslide at Nigulseri in Kinnaur district. Search and rescue team again carried out rescue work at the incident site this morning at 5:30 a.m. So far, 15 bodies have been pulled out from the incident site, while 15 more people are still feared buried under the debris. 13 people were also rescued in this tragic incident so far. Meanwhile, one more landslide incident occurred near Nalda village of Udaipur subdivision in Lahore Spiti district this morning, resulting in blockade of Chandrabagha river flow. No loss of life or property has been reported in this incident.
In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, one child died where 7 other persons were injured in a grenade attack on the house of a BJP leader in Rajouri district last night. Deputy Commissioner of Rajouri confirmed the death of a child and injuries to 7 other persons. The injured have been hospitalized and 2 of them are stated to be critical. State BJP General Secretary Ashok Kaul condemned the terrorist attack on the party's Mandal president and said that this is a cowardly act which will never be accepted. BJP's National General Secretary Tarun Chugh also condemned the cowardly act of Pakistan-based terrorist attack. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, one Pakistani Lashkar-e-Toiba terrorist was killed by security forces this morning in an encounter that broke out yesterday after terrorists fired upon convoy of border security force on Srinagar-Jammu National Highway near Malpora of Mir Bazar area in South Kashmir's Kulgam district. Due to indiscriminate firing by terrorists who were holed up in a huge building, 1 CRPF, 1 army personnel and 2 civilians received gunshot injuries and were immediately evacuated to hospital for treatment. District Police Kulgam also safely evacuated 22 civilians stranded in the encounter area at Malpura. Meanwhile, Inspector General of Police, Kashmir Range, has congratulated CRPF, Army and Police for the successful operation. He said that a major tragedy was averted before the forthcoming Independence Day celebrations.
The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, NCPCR, has demanded action against Instagram profile of Congress leader Rahul Gandhi for posting a photo of the family of a 9-year-old girl who was allegedly raped and murdered in southwest Delhi. In a letter to Facebook, the Commission said it has come across a video posted on Instagram profile of Mr. Gandhi wherein the identity of the victim minor girl's family has been disclosed. The letter said in the video, the faces of the father and mother of the deceased girl can be clearly seen, which is in violation of the prescribed provisions of law.
This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts.
Azadi Ka Safar every day with All India Radio from Monday the 16th of August. As part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, News Services Division of All India Radio brings to you the story of the glorious struggle and sacrifices of freedom fighters on 100.1 FM Gold Channel in Hindi and English news at 8 a.m., 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. Stay tuned. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today launched various events virtually from New Delhi to commemorate the 75th anniversary of India's independence being celebrated as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
मृत्यु से अमरत्व की ओर यह भाव और सचमुच इस भाव को मन में सजो कर जिन लोगों ने भारत की एकता, अखंडता और संप्रभुता को कायम रखने में अपने प्राणों की आहुति दी है, आज हम पहले दिन जब इस अमृत महोत्सव कार्यक्रम का शुभारंभ कर रहे हैं तो मैं तहे दिल अपनी तरफ से भी, आपकी सबकी तरफ से भी और सभी देशवासियों की तरफ से भी मैं शीश झुकाकर उनको नमन करता हूं और श्रद्धासुमन अर्पित करता हूं.
The events included national flag unfurling at various places, product and facility launch, cleaning of statues, Jan Sampark Abhiyan for veterans and book on deeds of gallantry. In his address, Mr. Singh said in this Amrit Mahotsav, a glimpse of unity and diversity is visible, which is the life of Indian culture. He said the spirit of freedom, sovereignty and immortality are not a new or modern sentiment for India. Mentioning about Captain Vikram Batra, the minister said, even after seeing death in front, he roared, "Ye dil mange more." Mr. Singh paid tributes to the immortal heroes who laid down their lives for the nation. He said, along with the military tradition of India, the freedom struggle that took place has a glorious history. The minister said military tradition in India existed hundreds of years before the arrival of the British. Mr. Singh said the idea of Janani Janmabhumischa Swargadapi Garyasi originated from India. Talking about self-reliance, the minister said India was one of the largest importers of weapons in the world, but today the situation has changed. He said Indian aircraft carrier Vikrant has become the biggest symbol of self-reliant India today, as 76% of its content is indigenous. Border Roads Organization will unfurl the national flag at 75 important passes and places in the country, displaying their resolve in developing border infrastructure.
Youth Affairs and Sports Minister Anurag Singh Thakur today launched the nationwide program of Fit India Freedom Run 2.0 from Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi. The program was organized throughout the country as part of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations. Along with Delhi, the program was also organized in 75 other iconic locations across the country. Fit India Run events were organized by CRPF, CISF, ITBP, NSD, SSB, GSF, Railways and Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan in all these places. Mr. Thakur interacted virtually with participants from across the country. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Thakur said, through this campaign, citizens will be given a call to make a resolve to include physical activity of at least 30 minutes daily in their lives. Fitness ki dose, Aadha Ghanta Roz. He said a youthful mind and body is a key driver of healthy and fit India. He said a healthy and strong country can be made only by keeping the mind and body healthy. Mr. Thakur said last year more than 5 crore people participated in the run and hope that this year more than 7 crore 50 lakh people will participate in the program. The minister said the Fit India Freedom Run 2.0 will be held each week in 75 districts and at 75 villages in each district till 2nd of October this year.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव, इसको मनाने के लिए युवा कार्यक्रम और खेल विभाग ने देश के कोने कोने में फिट इंडिया फ्रीडम रन 2.0 की आज लॉन्च की है. 75 ऐसे आइकॉनिक लोकेशंस पर आज इसको लॉन्च किया गया है. 13 अगस्त से 2 अक्टूबर तक इसको चलाया जाएगा. देश के 744 जिलों के हर जिले के 75 गांव में हर गांव के 75 युवा कम से कम इसमें भागेंगे और वो 75 युवा फिर बाद में हर परिवार तक पहुंचेंगे कि फिटनेस का डोज आधा घंटा रोज इस मूल मंत्र को लेकर जाएंगे, ताकि अमृत महोत्सव के समय जो प्रधानमंत्री जी का संदेश है, न्यू इंडिया, फिट इंडिया, नया भारत, सशक्त भारत, स्वस्थ भारत, इसको लेकर हमें जाना है.
Minister of State for Youth Affairs and Sports, Niseet Pramanik said Prime Minister Narendra Modi's efforts through International Yoga Day and Fit India are inspiring the people across the world. He said the dream of the Prime Minister is to make New India a Fit India. Our correspondent reports that program will be organized in 744 districts and 30,000 educational institutions across the country. In the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan, NYKS, under the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports as a part of celebration of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, India at 75 is organizing Fit India Freedom Run 2.0 in 75 villages of all the 22 districts in both the Union territories.
In Kargil, Ladakh, Project Vijay Chief Engineer Brigadier Ashish Gambhir marched off 5 national flags to 5 different passes in the region. This was in sync with the flag off of 75 national flags by Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh from Delhi as part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav today. Fit India Freedom Run 2.0 is organized at 8 locations in Maharashtra and Mumbai. Approximately 50 commandos of the National Security Guard virtually joined the national launch ceremony from Mumbai's iconic Gateway of India. Union Ministers Anurag Thakur and Nishit Pramanik appreciated the efforts of NSG team who have joined even amid challenging weather conditions. In Pune, Fit India Freedom Run 2.0 was organized at Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics. BJP Youth Wing President Tejasvi Surya has said that Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha is organizing different events from the 15th of August 2021 to the 15th of August 2022 to inspire the youth across the country.
Fit India Freedom Run 2.0 has been organized by the Nehru Yuva Kendra Sangathan in Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh, involving NCC cadets and NSS volunteers. Velampalli Srinivas Rao, AP Endowments Minister, has launched the event in Bapuji Museum premises in Vijayawada today. Prominent chess player Gunadev Hampi took part along with the youth groups and NGOs. A year-long Amrit Mahotsav quiz is being organized by the News Services Division of All India Radio as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav celebrations. Titled Amrit Mahotsav Quiz with AIR News, the quiz starts from Monday, 16th of August 2021 on 100.1 AIR FM Gold channel. The aim of the quiz is to raise the public awareness about India's freedom movement, its glorious history, art and culture, heritage and strides in various walks of life over the past 75 years. Every Monday and Tuesday, one question each in Hindi and English will be asked at the start of the morning news at 8 a.m. in Hindi and 8:30 a.m. in English. In cricket, KL Rahul's unbeaten ton and Rohit Sharma's gutsy 83 knock helped India take the upper hand against England on the opening day of the second test at Lord's in London. At stumps, India were 276 for 3 with Rahul 127 and Ajinkya Rahane 1 at the crease yesterday. Earlier, Joe Root led England won the toss and opted to bowl. For England, James Anderson took 2 wickets for 52 runs while Ollie Robinson took 1 wicket. Second day's play is to resume at 3:30 p.m. IST.
Now let us take a look at the weather today. The national capital Delhi will have a partly cloudy sky. It recorded 27 degrees Celsius as minimum temperature. Maximum will be around 37. Mumbai is predicted to have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Minimum and maximum temperature will be 26 and 31 degrees. Chennai will have a generally cloudy sky. Temperature will vary between 27 and 34 degrees. Kolkata will have a generally cloudy sky with 1 or 2 spells of rain or thunder showers. Srinagar will see a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Jammu will also have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. Leh may have a partly cloudy sky. Gilgit will have a generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain, thunderstorm, dust storm. Muzaffarabad will have a partly cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm or dust storm. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addresses Investor Summit in Gujarat, virtually launches vehicle scrappage policy. The goal of clean, congestion-free and convenient mobility is the need of the hour, says Prime Minister. PM emphasizes new scrapping policy is an important link in the circular economy of waste to wealth. Over 52 crore 95 lakh doses of COVID vaccine administered so far under nationwide vaccination drive. National recovery rate reaches 97.46%. Over 40,000 new cases reported in last 24 hours. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh launches various events virtually from New Delhi to commemorate the 75th anniversary of India's independence. Youth Affairs and Sports Minister launches nationwide program of Fit India Freedom Run 2.0 in New Delhi. Flood situation worsens in Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. Relief and rescue operations in full swing. And in cricket, second day's play of second test match between India and England to resume at 3:30 p.m. IST in London. And with that, we end the midday news.